At the time of this recording, there are 389 games tagged roguelike available on the Steam stores. I own 151 of them! I've been told I have a problem. Well, it's true. I do. I mean, that's only 38%. What kind of guy, huh? What kind of guy goes around like that? You could just not buy all the roguelikes? What a jerk! Hello, and welcome back, compatriots. My name is Bearkin, and if the opening lines didn't get the point across, I have an addiction. Passion. Yes, correct, passion. I've been put right here on this earth to share my passions, and you're here to learn some. So what you gonna learn? Roguelikes. What are they? As I clearly am unqualified to talk about this sort of thing, allow me to introduce a more well-informed friend fellow. This is Coombly Wombler Bumberdingle. Yes, hello. Take him away, buddy. Alright, well, first of all, fantastic to meet you. My name is actually Cedreldelber Bumbler Womberdutch, my good buddy. Don't bore them with details. You have things to explain. Alright. Well, as I was saying, I'm that, apparently, and I'm also a self-professed expert in all things. That's right, everything. The answer to how much do I know is all of it. So, moving on, I'm here to explain roguelikes to you. Technically, roguelike refers to a genre of games that are based on a classic RPG called Rogue, but that's practically useless when trying to understand roguelikes, so without further ado, just, let me, here we go. Interesting. Yes, okay, I've got it. Alright, so, basically, there are two important definitions for a roguelike. Randomly generated content and permanent death. Now, permanent death means there are no save points, ever. If you die, that's it. Game's over. Do not pass go, do not collect $200, you're done. Get out of here. Nobody wants your business, chum. And, random content means that no two runs are the same. So, that's it? Yeah, that's it, pretty much. The difference between roguelike and not roguelike is that there's a set of tropes that this sort of genre commonly follows, but just as often as not, any of them can be subverted without affecting the core of what they attempt to evoke. I should interrupt. Anyone already familiar with roguelikes has probably noticed that my description lacks a little something, so disclaimer time. This lumps together roguelikes and roguelites. Controversial, I know, but they're based on the same general ideas, they do the same things, which are what make them special, which are why I like them. So, what's the difference then? Well, aforementioned fan might argue that roguelites aren't roguelikes at all, which is the reason for this distinction. Pull up your chairs, it's history lesson time! Rogue was a text-based, tile-based role-playing game where every monster moved only when you did. This meant taking all the time you needed to plan each move. Rogue was a huge hit, but this was back when games were extremely niche and very few people played them. This meant that most of the people that played Rogue were capable of changing it. Before long, the codebase branched out into several distinct, true roguelikes, games that were literally made with Rogue's code. These games were then expanded upon, and then those games were, so on and so forth. There's a rather complicated tree of these true roguelikes. Rogue split off into Moria, Larn, Omega, Hak, Brogue. Moria became Angband, and then Tales of Middle-earth, which became Tales of Marseille. Hak became NetHack. The list goes on and on and on. These games are all much, much closer to the original Rogue, but are made distinct with all sorts of little changes, like dungeon size or availability of resources, but are generally rife with content, as you'd expect for a game technically 30 years old. Nowadays, there are 5 what are considered major roguelikes, gems that have been refined and re-edited since the original 1980s release of Rogue itself, until finally becoming the titans they are today. Those are Adom, Angband, Crawl, NetHack, and Tome. For the casual roguelike fan, these can be considered some of the finest, but hardest to get into roguelikes available. There's a large community around these classic roguelikes, and they might argue that the intricate strategy element and complicated mechanics in these games is really what makes a roguelike, and that the lack of these things is what make roguelites blasphemous. So, what's a roguelite then? Now that is a question that has divided peoples and ruined lives. A group of very smart people came together in 2008 to put together the Berlin interpretation, which is a scrolling and specific set of rules that perhaps does not necessarily encompass all of the correct concepts, so allow me to propose something simpler then, for the indistinguished eye. A roguelite is essentially a distillation of the core concepts of roguelikes, permanent death and random content, applied to a wide variety of other possible genres. And that's really all there is to it. As with true roguelikes, there are a few somewhat mainstream and popular roguelites that have really brought attention to the genre, such that you may even have heard of them. These are Spelunky, FTL, Rogue Legacy, and Binding of Isaac. Games like these four, or games that are primarily platformers, or overworld exploration games, or top-down real-time fighting games, as long as they follow the general tenets of being a roguelike and doing what a roguelike does, they're a rogue-lite. Sometimes called rogue-likes? But that's all pedantry and semantics, my friend. The point is moot. A roguelike is a roguelike, and they're great. So the important question is, why do you care? What makes roguelikes actually good? That is a question for another video. If I were to talk about it now, I've no doubt it would add another 8 or 10 minutes to an already expansive video. The average YouTuber attention span, mind you, is 4 minutes and 20 seconds long, a real figure, so I've got to be mindful of my extra trim. So, be on the lookout for that. Until then, you've learned all about something new and exciting. Go learn something else. Learn how to build an air pump. That could be useful. Either way, have a good day, friend. Yes, thank you. That was Cumberly Wimbledibble Wumbly Bumberdups, a dear friend of mine. If you have any questions for him, leave them in the comments. He knows everything. Literally everything. Now I'm going to wait right here for an indeterminate amount of time, for no particular reason. Just, enjoying the scenery. Forever.